Ladies and gentlemen, it's an all-out war over pollution in the national capital. The Aam Aadmi Party governments both in Delhi and Punjab can't wash their hands off. The centre has called out the state with fields of fire for choking Delhi with toxic air. Delhi's Lieutenant Governor has made it clear in a letter to Punjab Chief Minister that stubble burning in the state has converted the national capital into a gas chamber. VK Saxena, in a hard-hitting letter, mentioned that volume of parali fires in Punjab has increased since 2021. He squarely blamed the Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab for making the air quality in Delhi extremely hazardous and dangerous for the citizens due to the 90% stubble burning in Punjab. With Bhagwat Maan on his side, Arvind Kejriwal today addressed a press conference and blamed the parali mess on North India. He said that air pollution in winter was not a Delhi-specific problem at all, asserting that it affected the entire northern India and that there should be no blame game and politics on this issue. Listen in to the Aam Aadmi Party's defense.
केजरीवाल इसका जिम्मेदार नहीं है, केवल दिल्ली और पंजाब की सरकारें इसकी जिम्मेदार नहीं है. इसके कई सारे कारण हैं, कई लोकल कारण हैं, कई रीजनल कारण हैं. एक राज्य की हवा एक राज्य में नहीं रहती, इधर से हवा उधर जाती है, उधर से हवा इधर आती है. तो जैसा हम कई बार कह चुके हैं, इसमें केंद्र सरकार को आगे आके इसके ऊपर स्पेसिफिक कदम उठाने पड़ेंगे ताकि पूरे उत्तर भारत को प्रदूषण से बचाया जा सके. ये पूरे उत्तर भारत की समस्या है.
हमारी तरफ से 1,20,000 हैप्पी सीडर्स बोलते हैं उसको, वो मशीनें चल रही हैं. मशीनों की अवेलेबिलिटी की कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. हम गुरुद्वारा साहब में भी अनाउंसमेंट करवाते हैं कि जिसको मशीन चाहिए, इस गांव में मशीन, भाई 4 मशीन, 2 ट्रैक्टर हैं. अगर आपके पास अकेला ट्रैक्टर है, मशीन नहीं है, तो आप मशीन वहाँ से ले आएँ. अगर आपके पास ट्रैक्टर भी नहीं है तो ट्रैक्टर समेत भी मशीन मिलती है. तो हम एफर्ट्स में कोई कमी नहीं छोड़ रहे.
Armed with the LG's letter, the BJP gunned for AAP Sarkar, accusing them of having failed to tackle the pollution woes of the national capital by giving free run to Punjab. Listen in to this attack.
5 वर्षों में केंद्र सरकार ने 1,350 रुपए क्रॉप रेसिड्यू मैनेजमेंट के लिए पंजाब सरकार को और अन्य सरकारों को दिया है. उसमें से 212 करोड़ रुपए पंजाब सरकार ने खर्च नहीं किए. इस वर्ष मोदी जी की सरकार ने पंजाब को पराली मैनेजमेंट के लिए 280 करोड़ दिए हैं. 492 करोड़ रुपए उसका कुछ नहीं किया गया है. अगले साल करेंगे, ये अरविंद केजरीवाल जी कह रहे हैं.
Too little, too late. Finally, after the Bharatiya Janata Party Delhi asked Mr. Kejriwal to shut the schools, implement the GRAP 4 guidelines, and said that we would have to go with the parents, experts, doctors to the LG and on the streets, Mr. Kejriwal has yielded. But the fact of the matter is that Mr. Kejriwal is now trying to shift the goalpost. Before they came to power in Punjab, Aam Aadmi Party had all the solutions for Punjab's parali, which they consider, not us, as the main cause of Delhi's pollution. Mr. Kejriwal's statements are on record. Are they anti-farmer statements? He had solutions like the biodecomposer, cutting of the parali, selling the parali to factories. Today, he says 6 months is not enough, give us more time.
In Haryana, where stubble burning incidents have come down considerably as compared to last year, also hit out at the Punjab government, accusing them of not giving any incentives to farmers.
किसान जिम्मेदार नहीं है. किसानों के लिए इन्होंने कुछ दिया ही नहीं, कुछ किया ही नहीं, इंसेंटिव नहीं दिया. हम पैसा दे रहे हैं किसानों को, अच्छा मूल्य देने की बात भी कर रहे हैं. शुक्र है कि वहाँ दिल्ली में सुप्रीम कोर्ट है, बड़े बड़े विद्वान बैठे हैं, वरना वो ये भी कह देते कि दिल्ली में कोई पॉल्यूशन नहीं है. ये लोगों को भ्रम हो गया है. शिक्षा लेनी है तो हरियाणा सरकार की जो नीतियाँ हैं उनसे ले लें. और किसान मजबूर है कि उसको अगली फसल बोनी है, लेकिन उसके लिए व्यवस्था करना सरकार का काम है. फेल किसान की गलती नहीं है.
And that brings me to the legitimate question on the Newshour tonight. Parali and callous politics. Is it choking Delhi? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
Watching the Newshour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining me tonight on the debate, Nalin Kohli, national spokesperson of the BJP, Sujata Pandey, political analyst, Parvinder Singh Sethi, political analyst, Ravi Srivastav, political analyst, Tehseen Poonawalla, political analyst. But my first question goes to Mr. Suhail Seth, columnist. Mr. Suhail Seth, you live in Delhi and you possibly have an escape to other cities of the world or of the country. But people living in Delhi today really have nowhere to go and no air to breathe. I'm afraid I've seen many people in my family, in my friend circle, small children, everybody having to resort to inhalers for just a common cold and cough, which is triggered off by the air we are breathing. How long are we going to continue just like this?
Until you don't arrest Arvind Kejriwal, until you don't arrest Bhagwat Mann, and until you don't arrest people for complete dereliction of governance. Navika, 10 million people die across the world because of air pollution every year. The number that we contribute is by far the maximum. We have no shame. Our leadership has no shame. The chief minister is a blot on humanity in terms of governance. Till 2021, these fellows were blaming Punjab. Today, they're blaming Northern India. This man is not interested in running Delhi. And who's suffering? The Delhi citizen, the citizen of the NCR. If he's not interested in running Delhi, the LG should invoke powers and sack him. How long will we continue to be pawns? You know, Bernard Shaw Navika said, when whales fight, shrimps are eaten. You and I and all the people on the panel are nothing but shrimps. Governance in this country has gone to the dogs because we also revisit these once a year when this crisis hits us. It is an absolute abhorrent shame that a country which is supposed to host the G20 starting 2 months from now has a capital that's like a gas chamber. It makes gas chambers look like kindergarten. And do we have any solution? No. Does the Supreme Court think of it to be important? Yes. But the Supreme Court has also given a date as November 10 for the hearing. I would urge the justices of our Supreme Court, where governance has failed, the courts need to step in. This is not a national crisis. It is a national air emergency. It is an air emergency which is killing our people. It is killing the old. It is putting children who are merely born on nebulizers. Is this the country you want for your children? Is this the country you want for your old and infirm? Is this the country we deserve? You talk about GDP. You talk about 5% largest economy. Where are you? You tell me. You can't breathe in Delhi. You can't breathe in the NCR. I don't really care if Qatar is responsible or Bhagwat Mann is responsible or Kejriwal is responsible. It's time for Narendra Modi to step in like he did during the times of COVID. We need someone who will crack the whip. To hell with state powers. To hell with federal cooperation. To hell with federal, competitiveness. What kind of a country are we building?
Well,
people have to flee this country, flee the capital. People can't come. Tourism is being affected. I've been getting calls from hotel CEOs saying there are cancellations by the droves. People who are daily wages, Navika, they are daily wages in the real estate business. You've told them no work. You'll give them 5,000 rupees and that will also never come. School-going children are told stay at home. You and I are told work from home. Private cars can't be on the road. Why? Because you don't know how to govern. Why? Because you didn't take cognizance of this problem in advance. Operation successful, patient dead. We are living under the most shameless times as far as governance is concerned. I'm glad, Navika, that you and Times Now have put this out on top. This is not about any political party. It is an absolute failure of the political establishment. I hate all political parties. But the fact is, you and I, Nalin, the Siddharji gentleman, all the other panelists, they're seen. Did we really invite this kind of a life for ourselves? Did we really want to be born as completely lung infected and chest infected? You know, I have a 3-year-old daughter. We had to move to Goa for her to study here because the doctors told me that if the girl is born in Delhi, within a month or 2 months, she'll be on a nebulizer. Is this the kind? But you're right. Some of us have the option, but there are many who don't. What happens to them? So let's stop playing politics.
Absolutely. And Ravi Srivastava, my question today, seriously, I don't, just like Suhail said, I don't care whether it is the Aam Aadmi Party or it is a party X, Y, Z. You know, the air quality that we see around the national capital is not worth breathing. In fact, you know, for the first time in my life, I have to actually depend on an inhaler. And many like me, I want to ask you, how long are we going to pass the buck? Because last year when I interviewed Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, he called the Punjab government names. And that video has been tweeted a zillion times by zillion people. And in that particular interview, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal said, "Ye Punjab ki galti hai." And today he says the whole of North India is to be blamed. Ravi Srivastava ji, air, breathing is the minimum that people in a city, in a state require. सांस तो लेने देगा कोई कि वो भी नहीं?
Navika, first of all, I am nowhere disagreeing with you. You have heard the entire PC done by Bhagwant Mann and Arvind Kejriwal. They said it clearly. Bhagwant Mann government is hardly 6 months old, and they are still trying to curb it, but they are not able to. Even Arvind Kejriwal has owned up. He has taken the responsibility on his shoulders. He has said it that, well, I am responsible, but at the same time, I need everybody's support as well. It is not that Delhi's AQI is only bad. It is bad in entire Faridabad, Gurgaon, or Ballabgarh, or any other place, Sonipat. Or it is bad in Bihar also, some Motihari and many cities he has named as such. It is an entire North India problem. And all the CMs, I request that why don't they all sit together and see to it that this problem is solved. It falls on Delhi because Delhi is in the center, is an epicenter. You know, everything comes to Delhi only. It does not go anywhere else. The air does not blow from Punjab, Haryana to Delhi. It actually blows from Delhi to Haryana and Punjab. Is it so? It does come like that. It passes through Haryana, it passes through UP, and further it goes on to UP, it goes to Bihar and all. All the CMs, this center, and I almost agree with the first speaker who said that this is the time when the center, I am appealing the Prime Minister of this country.
Why not they come forward and गलती हो गई, हमसे संभल नहीं रहा, सत्ता हमें दे दो, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मोदी को दे दो. नलिन कोहली, रिस्पॉन्ड टू दिस. सत्ता चाहिए, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और अकाउंटेबिलिटी नहीं चाहिए.
They have done everything which is under their command. They have done everything.
My friends, if they've done everything under their command, then why are Parali fires up by 30%? Why are Parali fires up by 30% if everything has been done? You can't convince the same farmers with whom you sat on the roads and did dharnas when the farmers were on strike. Unhi farmers ko aap convince nahi kar pa rahe, and you say you have done everything in your power. Nalin Kohli, respond to Mr. Ravi Srivastava.
I have several things to say.
No Parali is burnt in UP.
May I, Mr. Srivastava, may I at least finish my point of view?
Please, sir, I didn't respond.
I think as far as I can see, Arvind Kejriwal is the most duplicitous politician in the country. And now I've understood why he's running away from Delhi. He's left everyone here to die, literally breathing in this smoke, this gas chamber, while he's running away because he knows his cough will return. Your video, Navika, is actually viral. I've received it from several people. लास्ट ईयर मैंने पंजाब के किसानों से बात किया, वो कहते हैं जी हम कितना सबर करते हैं, ये पंजाब सरकार की गलती है. He makes tall promises, he never delivers. The man can't even sign a file, he's so scared to take a decision. And today he says don't do politics. He's the one who's doing the politics. If you can't handle it, put your hands up and say, I can't handle it, someone else do it, and we'll handle it. But in a federal structure, you can't seek the power, take the power, and then absolve yourself from the responsibility. It is absolutely ridiculous. The farm fires have gone up by 35% in Punjab after his government has come in. His government has no, I must say this, there is lawlessness in Punjab. People are being shot, gangsters are ruling, drug wars are on, and now there is such a situation that the farm fires have gone up, which means the government has decided to look the other way. offer no solutions to the farmers, did politics with the farmers, and now absolving itself and says somebody else solved the problem. While you sit there and do only politics, this is a governance issue. If we all have to work together, then you might as well do your bit. You can't wash your hands of it and put the blame at somebody else's door. That is Mr. Kejriwal's model, and it's unacceptable.
Well, that's a fair question, and I want to get in Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla. Tehseen Poonawalla, Suhail says everybody should get together. Fair enough, good suggestion, but that is a common man suggestion because we as citizens, we don't want to suffer this, and we feel, why can't these politicians sit together? But we know we live in a country where there are lobbies even, amongst the citizens. And these lobbies, you think if Modi were to take over Delhi and say that I will do the governance in Delhi, will not cry that democracy has died, this is an authoritarian rule. Bhai, आप deliver नहीं कर सकते तो आप दे दीजिए सरकार, लेकिन सरकार कुर्सी कोई छोड़ेगा नहीं, काम किसी और को दे दो. Is that possible in a democracy, Tehseen Poonawalla?
Navika ji, Shakespeare said, thy life's a miracle. In Delhi, it is a miracle if you're alive. And at the onset, congratulations, Sohail, on your newly born child. And I wish your child a long life, healthy life, though healthy life may not be possible in Delhi. Navika ma'am, I shared with you a couple of my very close friends who are pregnant. And Sohail is absolutely right. They've moved out of Delhi. Yes, we are the privileged lot. They're delivering in Pune, they're delivering in other parts of the country, Visakhapatnam, etc., Chennai. They're not delivering in Delhi because of what Sohail said, that these problems exist. And I think that Arvind Kejriwal, your video is viral, is a serial liar, a serial offender. He does make up a lot of lies and does politics. But is this fair to blame only Arvind Kejriwal? Please hear me out. I'm quoting the Times of India. The most polluted cities in our country, New Delhi, of course, number 1, Ghaziabad, number 2, Faridabad, number 3, Noida, number 4, Gurgaon, number 5, Lucknow, number 6, Kanpur, number 7, Kolkata, number 8, Agra, number 9, Patna, Muzaffarpur, Hisar, and Varanasi. Most of them, 99% of them, come under the BJP. What has the Honorable Prime Minister done? This is an emergency. Why has the Prime Minister not called a meeting of all chief ministers, including Congress, including Rajasthan, and said, I am chairing this meeting, this is a health emergency? Is Gujarat more important for the Prime Minister? I am asking you this question. Why hasn't the Prime Minister, who is the head of our government, not sat down, constituted a committee and said, these are concrete actions. You want money? I will put money across. These are steps that need to be taken. During COVID, the Prime Minister was calling a meeting of all chief ministers. Why hasn't he done it here? Because frankly, Navika, pollution does not win you elections and does not defeat you elections. Both Arvind Kejriwal and Mr. Modi know they are not going to lose elections based on pollution. Therefore, the Prime Minister has skirted responsibility, as has Arvind Kejriwal.
Well, while Nalin Kohli will answer your charge, let me also tell you, giving oxygen during COVID also doesn't win you elections, and the Prime Minister did his duty
and
at that point in time.
And the BJP charged GST on it.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But Nalin Kohli, if it's a national emergency, why is the BJP only stopping at press conferences and viral videos? Why not actually sit down and declare it a national emergency?
So let's look at exactly each one of this. And Navika, it's a fair question. Number one, when the LG writes its politics, let's see what has happened in the last 1 week. You have the the environment minister of Delhi, who comes up with this ridiculous thing, shut down your cars. 4 days before he sends the file to the LG office, he immediately says the LG is blocking it. They lie through their teeth. They are not serious. The point I'm making here is you can't expect them, let me finish my point. You can't expect them to come in and do something proper in a proper manner. You look at the meetings that took place during COVID. Mr. Kejriwal played politics there even while the country was fighting COVID. Mr. Kejriwal is capable of only politics. That's why I'm saying you took the responsibility, wash your hands of it, say I cannot handle it, step down, we will do it. We will do it, but we are not here to sit and listen to sermons, lectures from you, while you are the one who does politics on it, and then you blame the BJP and the functionaries.
Well, so it's a fair point. So 1 minute,
Nalin Kohli, who I have a lot of time for. I'm very fond of Nalin. I'm asking a simple question. Hum jaye to jaye kahan? BJP is abusing Arvind Kejriwal for the right reasons. Arvind Kejriwal is abusing everyone but himself for the right reasons. Pista kaun hai beech mein? Chakki mein to hum hi pis rahe hain na. Who do we go to? I'm tired of this nonsense between one goddamn political party and the other.
Boat.
Where does the citizen go in this country? Where do we go? Do we go to the Prime Minister? Do we go to Biden? Do we go to the Supreme Court? Where does the citizen of India go when our people in governance have given up on India and Indians? These people are more worried about winning elections. When there are no people left, when people are dead, what democracy will you talk about? And let me tell you, it's a national shame. I know the Prime Minister well enough. He would be embarrassed to have G20 leaders coming into a gas chamber. Have you forgotten Obama carried oxygen with him when he came on his first state visit? Have we really forgotten that? This repeats itself year after year. The same panel reappears, the same discussion. I totally agree. Yes, this man is responsible, that person is responsible. Where do we go?
Nalin Kohli, it's a very important question and an extremely frustrating question.
It is a fair question. And Sohail, his anguish or anybody else's anguish is exactly like mine or anyone else. I mean, after all, that's
but you're in power. We are helpless citizens. You are in power. You can't just feel anguished. You have to address the anguish of the others, my friend. That is the expectation that people of India have from you.
See, Navika, maybe I'm constrained in answering this because I am a practicing lawyer and I understand the implications. The only place where you can actually impose the will in a federal structure is through 356. And that is something that the BJP was not going to do it because that's not our line. I mean, I'm as blunt to tell you as that. In Delhi, the LG can assume that power and face more politics. Then we will be sitting on debates actually saying he's not letting us function.
I understand where you're coming from, and I said that in the beginning. I said that in the beginning that there will be a lobby in this country which will come out and begin to say, oh, democracy has been murdered, 356 has been done, Arvind Kejriwal has been removed, his powers have been taken away, authoritarian regime, Hitler, this, that. They've said it before, they'll say it again. But Mr. Sethi, my question to you is just simply this. Every single day, there are abuses that are given by the Aam Aadmi Party government to the LG. Well, that's between the two of you, because every time I think the LG has proven with statements and records to show that lies have been put out in the public domain. Let's put that aside. Yesterday, he wrote a letter on behalf of the citizens of India to the Chief Minister of Punjab, Mr. Bhagwant Mann. Do you know? There hasn't been a response. And do you think this is an emergency itself for the people of India who you govern and represent, and still no response? आप किसको सबक सिखा रहे हैं? आप LG को सबक सिखा रहे हैं, आप बीजेपी को सबक सिखा रहे हैं, या आप दिल्ली की जनता को सबक सिखा रहे हैं? ये तो बता दीजिए. जाएं तो जाएं कहां? सुहेल सेठ का यही तो सवाल है.
मैं ये कहना चाहता, बिल्कुल सही सवाल है उनका कि जो सफरर है वो एक आम आदमी है. वो यहाँ की जो सरकारें हैं, चाहे सेंट्रल सरकार है या स्टेट सरकार है, इस बात की जिम्मेवारी लेने से इनकार करती है, आरोप प्रत्यारोप की राजनीति करती है. जो यहाँ की वेदर कंडीशंस हैं पूरे इंडिया की, इट इज ए नेशनल इशू. यहाँ पे लोगों की जानें जा रही हैं. ना प्रधानमंत्री जी की कोई स्टेटमेंट आती है, ना गृह मंत्री जी की स्टेटमेंट आती है. सिर्फ टारगेट है अरविंद केजरीवाल. जो पॉल्यूशन है, उसकी जो वेदर कंडीशंस है, सिर्फ पराली की वजह से नहीं है. यहाँ पे ट्रैफिक है, यहाँ पे इंडस्ट्री है, यहाँ पे कंस्ट्रक्शन बिजनेस है.
सब लोग बंद कर देते सब कुछ और घर के अंदर बैठ जाते, उससे सॉल्व हो जाएगी. और आप पिछले साल जब when I was asking a question to Arvind Kejriwal, did he not know that this is the weather condition? Why was he blaming the Punjab government last year? Why this year he is talking about weather conditions and all of North India? I want to ask Sujata Pandey. Sujata Pandey, last year Arvind Kejriwal did not think this was weather.
So Navika, I think this is the most illogical statement I've heard, because it's Diwali crackers where the cause of all the pollution in Delhi, and that way all over India at the small. I think collectively Diwali celebrates celebrates, UP celebrates. Why
Can we hear the lady? Can this gentleman stop his speech?
Sethi Saab, 1 minute. Sethi Saab, Sethi Saab, I'm lowering your fader. 1 minute. Allow Sujata Pandey to respond to the statement you made.
If you compare Chennai and Delhi, Chennai is probably more industrialized than Delhi. All the automotive fields, petrochemicals are based in Chennai. Why does Chennai doesn't face this problem? Yes, there is a geographical disadvantage that North India faces, but that is not the part of the. You have to look at the solution. What has been the solution from its 2015 manifesto? If I may ask the Arvind Kejriwal's party, he said he will work towards lowering the pollution problems in Delhi. But what has been his stance now? Because every time you ask, he finds one bakra. He just passes the buck. And this time he's crossed all the limits. His minister is saying the people of Delhi are responsible because they are not working from home or not doing enough carpooling. He has gone to blame the UP government, Rajasthan government, Haryana government, also the central government for not helping. I sometimes wonder that old song "Waade Hain Waadon Ka Kya" was probably coined for AAP. Because otherwise, tell me one thing, how is it possible that the hub and home of the top politicians, the policy makers, the media houses are not able to find one policy, one solution for a perennial problem that occurs at a specific time every year?
Now you want the media to find solutions for parali burning and pollution redressal as well. Suhail said.
Navika, we all have to be responsible
and I'll tell you something. Knowing you, Navika, as I do, knowing Times Now and the group that I do, there are three things that are going to happen. You at the helm, Times Now, as the group, part of the Bennett-Coleman group, should run a campaign of two things: accountability and suggestions. See, yes, we are not here to blame, but we are now trapped. The second thing, someone should take these people to the cleaners through judicial intervention. The only thing that politicians in India are scared of are two things. One is being shot and the other is being held for contempt. Since we are still a democracy, we can't shoot them, so hold them for contempt, lock them up if you wish. Third, as Sujata rightly says, this isn't rocket science. We have some of the finest minds in our country. We created a vaccine in record time. We were the pharmacy to the world. How have we become so inept, so weak-kneed, and so incompetent, not being able to solve this problem? That is what I'm surprised about. I only want to tell Sethi Saab one thing, and Mr. Srivastava. Your comparisons with other cities is odious, if not completely ridiculous. Delhi is the capital of India. Capitals of countries get greater attention. So don't give me this thing, oh, but other cities are. You worry about your own house, Sethi Saab. And मैं तुम्हानू एक गल कहां ए गांव दा चौधरी सी केजरीवाल पिछले साल जदों उन्हें कहा कि भाई पंजाब गवर्नमेंट दी सारी प्रॉब्लम हैगी है ते एक साल विच प्रॉब्लम ही खत्म हो गई उन्हों की लाटो लगे कि तुसी ओदी सपोर्ट करदे हो मैं एक गल कहां तुहानू सेठी तुहाडे बच्चे होंगे तुहाडे ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन होंगे एना ना कहो कि इन्नी सपोर्ट दे नाल तुसी ना पूरी जिंदगी डिस्ट्रॉय कर दवाओगे ते मैं तुहानू अपील करना तुसी जानते हो कि पंजाब की हालत की हो गई है एक बारी ते तुसी सोचो पॉलिटिक्स नु छड्डो और इंसानियत नु एम्ब्रेस करो मैं मेरी यही ख्वाहिश है तुहाडे कोल
Well, Newshour has suddenly turned Punjabi as well, and we are hoping people in Punjab will understand the appeal.
मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि सबकी कलेक्टिव जिम्मेवारी है
कलेक्टिव जिम्मेवारी कित्थों है जी
तो फिर कलेक्टिव
नहीं कलेक्टिव लास्ट ईयर इट वाजंट अ कलेक्टिव जिम्मेवारी लास्ट ईयर इट वाजंट
देश में लोग मर रहे हैं जो भारत सरकार है उसकी जिम्मेवारी झूठा है
पिछले साल जी कह रहे थे मैं ठीक कर लूंगा उन कलेक्टिव जिम्मेदारी होगी सानू सत्ता दे दो ਅਸੀਂ कलेक्टिवली कर लांगे अरे ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਈਡ ਹੋਣਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਕਰ ਲਾਂਗੇ मतलब पद लेने वास्ते तो तुम्हारी कलेक्टिव जिम्मेदारी पे होती
है please allow me to come in the official language on the Newshour is English our viewers may not understand Punjabi can I please appeal to all of you I love the language it is my language but can we speak in English so that more viewers can understand and so can Tehseen and Ravi Srivastava and Sujata Tehseen
he understands even the unsaid word
my wife is from a Punjabi background. The Vatera is all Punjabi, so I understand Punjabi.
Okay. We are not talking about languages.
She shouts at me in Punjabi. She shouts at me in Punjabi.
Okay. But Tehseen, the question, on a serious note, the question here is, till last year, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was not calling this a collective problem. He kept blaming Punjab again and again and again. And I'll play out that clip for you. That clip of my video, I'll play out because I've been playing it out. There is one part of the clip which is about the Parali burning and one part about Yamuna cleaning, and both those parts are of historical evidence value.
You're not targeting the problem. You are targeting the Arvind Kejriwal.
My friend, people of Delhi have elected you to target the problem.
Man who's not interested in working. That is the problem. Kejriwal is the problem.
ये जिम्मेवारी ले रही है, दिल्ली सरकार जिम्मेवारी ले रही है. आप पराली के पीछे कर रहे हैं, जो 75-80% रीजंस हैं, उसके ऊपर बात नहीं करना चाहते. यूपी में भी हो रही है, हरियाणा में भी हो रही है, पंजाब में भी हो रही है. आप बीजेपी का एजेंडा ले रहे हैं. आप बीजेपी का एजेंडा मत लीजिए. आप सोल्यूशन की बात करिए. आप पत्रकार हैं, आपको सोल्यूशन की बात करनी है. और सबको
भाई साहब, अगर पत्रकारों को सॉल्यूशन ढूंढने हैं तो फिर आपकी सरकार की जरूरत क्या है भैया? फिर पत्रकार ही ढूंढ लेंगे ना सारे सॉल्यूशन.
बात है, आपके पास जो बाइडेन का फोन नंबर है
तो जगाना पड़ता है ना.
सरकारों को तो जगा रहे हैं. आप कह रहे हैं आप आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार को हमें जगाने की जरूरत है. उन्हें दिख नहीं रहा क्या हो रहा है दिल्ली में.
नहीं, वो जागी हुई है. वेदर कंडीशंस ऐसी हैं.
अभी आप कह रहे हैं सरकारों को जगाना पड़ता है, मीडिया शुड जगाओ. अब हम जगा रहे हैं तो आप कह रहे हैं वेदर कंडीशन खराब है.
जागे हुए हैं, कोई नहीं सोया हुआ. मोदी जी सोए हुए हैं. मोदी जी सोए हुए हैं. उनकी कोई स्टेटमेंट आती है, कूड़े के ढेर पे कोई स्टेटमेंट आती है, सैकड़ों लोग मारे जाते हैं.
Well, I want to play out the interview that Kejriwal gave me last year, same time. Listen in.
अब दिल्ली में हम लोगों ने पूसा रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट के साथ मिलके एक सोल्यूशन बनाया, केमिकल सोल्यूशन, बायोकेमिकल सोल्यूशन. वो सोल्यूशन छिड़कने से वो जो स्टबल है, पराली है, वो खाद में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है. इट्स अ विन विन सिचुएशन. और इतना सस्ता है. दिल्ली सरकार ने दिल्ली के सारे खेतों में छिड़काव कर दिया फ्री में. पंजाब सरकार भी कर सकती है, यूपी सरकार भी कर सकती है, हरियाणा सरकार क्यों नहीं कर रहे वो लोग?
ये तो सोल्यूशन है सेठी साहब.
He's a con man pretending to be chief minister.
So hey,
let me tell you Navika about this particular person. I have no personal angst against him.
When he said मैं अराजक हूँ, he was right.
Personal angst. सेठी साहब एक मिनट यार गलती कर दियो बंदे नु.
इतनी भयंकर कंडीशंस है, लोगों की जाने जा रही हैं. सेंट्रल सरकार क्यों नहीं साथ देती?
सेठी साहब ऐसे हाथ जोड़ दे. Which language do you understand?
किसी को बचाना या टारगेट करने की बात नहीं है.
1 minute, Mr. Sethi, listen to what other panelists are saying.
I will say only one thing. Let's imagine Mr. Kejriwal is not responsible.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Let's imagine that 4 other chief ministers are responsible. Whose business is it to get these people together? Kejriwal should reach out. But you know what's happened today? Every politician and every political party has gotten to abusing the other. The stances and the positions are so hardened that even a compromise, and you made an allusion to that, Navika, will excite the surround system, the ecosystem, saying, oh my God, Kejriwal is now talking to the BJP, means wo big gaya hai. This is the kind of nonsense we have reduced our political system to, which prevents them from talking to each other. Which is why I'm saying, and I mean it with great respect for our democracy, it is time for the Prime Minister to step in. Nalin being a bright lawyer, but all my friends are great lawyers as well. You can invoke the National Disaster Management Act like you did during COVID and seize the powers and abrogate them to the center for a limited period with judicial sanction if required. It is needed. It is not about democracy. It is about people dying. It is not about elections. It is about voting for health. And it is not about politics. It's about people. It's time our politicians put people first and not people used as fodder, which sadly gets burnt in the fields of Punjab.
Nalin Kohli, National Disaster Management Act, need of the hour.
Well, I mean, it's actually, honestly, as a lawyer, I think perhaps there is an argument there. But as a political person, I don't think you can invoke it in a democracy so easily. That was a national lockdown. So the situation was different. And also on that, Mr. Modi was vilified even for that decision for several months. In this particular case, if you invoke anything against Delhi government or Punjab government, the very courts that you are now today saying that they will come out, that the courts should take cognizance, they will first say that the invocation of anything to curtail the power of the federal state is exactly wrong. So therefore, it's in either situation, the center becomes a catch-22. The federal authority, if it reaches out and says, help us, the center will 100% help. Why would it not? But the center can't impose the help in a federal structure on a state which is democratically elected.
Well, Ravi Srivastava, the buck stops at you. Can you ask for help or not if you can't govern Delhi or Punjab?
I think Kejriwal has asked the help from everybody, whosoever can do it. Matter is now in Supreme Court. 10th of November it will be heard. And we all should respect the Honorable Supreme Court, which has done it in the past.
Wear your lungs on your sleeves or put them down the drain.
Why are you in government? Why are you in government? Then let the Supreme Court run Delhi. What a callous, irresponsible coming from a senior person like you, who have a lot of respect.
Till such time,
and I'm amazed
the firecrackers were banned by the Supreme Court only.
How can you say
the last year also on pollution, the Supreme Court gave the order when then the governments came into action. And this time also it's needed, because center is not coming forward for anything.
When this matter comes up in Supreme Court,
whether it is sprinkling the water, whether it is traffic management, whether it is industrial pollution, whether it is even finding the BJP office for construction, Arvind Kejriwal has done it. And you wait for it.
Tehseen Poonawalla. So till the Supreme Court intervenes on the 10th of November, are people of Delhi expected to hold their noses and hold their breaths and wear their lungs on their sleeves?
GRAP 4 is there.
Ravi Srivastava, please allow me to speak now. I have very brief time.
You're fed and I'm running out of time, Tehseen.
I'll tell you, I don't want to get into negativities. I'll tell you what we've done in Pune. We citizens have worked with the municipal corporation and the state government, which is run out by the BJP and Eknath Shinde. We've come out with a model, corporates are involved, and pollution is actually down from what is last year with verifiable results. We've had corporate, state government and corporation local participation. I think in Delhi, you could do that. We have more industries in Pune than we have in Delhi, but they just don't have the willpower to do it. Second, don't be afraid to ask for help. Ask for help, and I think Sohail is right. The National Disaster Management Act must apply, because this is a pan-North India problem, and this will come down to Central India and South India. So it's unfair to the rest of us. It must apply. It is the duty of the central government to apply this act. We have to protect our Article 21. Our friends are not giving birth in Delhi. It's unfair.
Nalin, last word.
Well, Navika, I've said honestly, if the state government reaches out, and I'm saying it in a positive sense, I have actually dislike for Mr. Kejriwal and his brand of politics. But when we come to governance, and in a democracy, we elect who is elected. If Mr. Kejriwal or Mr. Maan actually, with a positive mind, not to wash their hands off the problem, come out and say, let us work on it, I'm sure everyone will rise to that occasion. The BJP will not be found wanting. The problem here is the statement also to wash their hands will be tomorrow to say we asked them to do it. Now it's not our problem. It can't be, because governance will finally be in the states.
Everyone has to work together, but is that the politics that exists in this country? I really don't know. I don't have an answer. Well, media, should they do campaigns? We are doing one. SOS Delhi. We have the right to breathe. Can somebody just give us this right to breathe? Is this too much to ask? That's the question. We leave it at that.